Welcome again to the stream. This is going to be FirePizza taking on SyroN in the ESL Winter League 2016 playoffs quarterfinal match. I'm Ink. Co-casting with me today is Miss Sky.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to this last quarterfinal game of this weekend. We've had 3 games so far, and we saw Celsia, Global, and Roka Heat prevail in those games. And now it's going to be up to SyroN and FirePizza to take that final spot in the semifinals.
Yep, for sure. And for this game, FirePizza and SyroN, the winner of this will play Celsia. So it'll be really cool to see who plays that game next weekend. But for right now, we have Cannon, India, Dual Sight, Hammerblow, and Airplane. So what do you think about these maps and these two teams here? I think Cannon was picked by... Who picked Cannon again?
Cannon was picked by FirePizza. I know they're fairly strong there. They're going to play it fairly fast, especially... I think we have to keep an eye on Infamous, Wolfax. He's going to be confusing the SyroN team quite a bit. And I don't think it's going to be too hard of a map for FirePizza. Map 2, then India. That's the map that SyroN picked. SyroN is really, really strong on India. And yeah, Kizian is just... Well, he usually plays a bit in the mid, trying to get a lot of picks when they are confusing the enemy team with whether they're going 1 or 2, gain a lot of picks and then take the side. So I expect him to take that second map of India, and then dual side's going to be a big decider. It could go either way there, but map 4 Hammerblow, it's going to be quite deadly because I do believe that that map will go to FirePizza also fairly fast, and then Airplane is also anyone's guess if we get there. So out of all the quarterfinals, it's definitely going to be the most interesting. I really don't expect it to go 3-0 for either side. I think 3-1 is the least, and yeah, otherwise it could be 3-2.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be 3-2 either way. I think each team is going to get 2 wins, and then that 5th map is really going to be the decider. I'd be really surprised if one team can 3-0 the other, but we'll just have to see. Let's get the game started. And we are in the esports channel, guys, so get hyped for that. Press 1 in the chat if you think it's going to be SyroN. Press 2 if you think it's going to be FirePizza.
Alright, so first map, Cannon, EU, SyroN with Rage, Kezian, Cold Breeze. Let's see, Billboy, and the final guy was Chuck. Yep. And then the NRF side, we have FirePizza with Dito, Mishek, Infamous, Zek, and Petaways.
Alright, we've loaded into the game. Here's the first half of the first map between SyroN and FirePizza. We're going to have SyroN going on offense first while FirePizza takes defense. Nice little shot there from Ashik, trying to get a nice opening frag there on the...
look at how fast they're playing. They're already at 2 sides. Only Dito waiting there. Does get the opening pick, but he has to hold on, and he falls to the second guy, Cold Breeze. And now everyone at FirePizza has to rotate. Only one guy backstairs at this point.
And it's Cold Breeze going to go aggressive here to play through the smoke. He's just going to let them come through it. Oh, nice kill there from Petaways, but it's going to get a nice return kill from Mr. Billboy. Cold Breeze just lets one player by, but it doesn't matter. It takes down Infamous anyways. Now it's all up to Zek and Mashik. Oh no, Zek falls down. It's all up to Mashik now. He's grabbing that AK. He's got 2 players. Can't do anything about that. That's going to be the first round going to SyroN. 1-0 so far.
Well, that's the deadly thing. SyroN knows they'll just have to push and get as many rounds they can on attack. And FirePizza just left 2 sides open too much. Only having detail there, that was not a good pick. Now Mishek gets the opening pick onto Kezian. He's gonna play in connector 2, which is a good decision. He sees everyone pushing 2 again, gets Billboy through the smoke. And now it's gonna be a bit easier. They have 1 player less to kill. It's the 3v4, and Rage and Cold Breeze are already fairly tagged.
It's going to be up to Cold Breeze to defend these kills. They're down a player, but they need to step up and get some players. Mashik getting another kill, getting 3 kills so far. Chuck gets 1 kill, but Chuck gets taken up by Mashik. Is Mashik going to get an ace? Mashik has got 4 kills so far.
Mashik's the only guy left. He's got his pistol out. He doesn't know where he is. Here's the shot being made. And he makes the kill onto Cold Breeze. Aces for his team to win a round. Wow.
I can't believe he aced that. And the funny thing is that SyroN was actually down 2 players and then down 3 players to FirePizza. and it was all because of Mashik that they were able to win that round, not because they had the player's advantage either. And SyroN, they're going to change up now and just go to 1 after just getting shut up completely at 2 there.
Yeah, but the defense of FirePizza is more focused on one side. They usually have 3 guys there, and Mishek, who already got the opening pick onto Kezian. And now they're just gonna fall.
Into the meat grinder of FirePizza at one side, just destroying all of them. It's all going to be with the Chuck. He has no HP left. As soon as those smokes disappear, he's going to get annihilated. He's in a 1-on-2 though, but these 2 players have full HP.
He's got 3 kills so far.
Yeah. There we go, Detail. FirePizza making it 2-1, making a nice comeback, not falling any far behind. And look at that, Mashika is 8-1 for his team right now.
I think SyroN has to realize real fast that FirePizza's defense is more focused on one side. This time they only have 2 guys there though, so they have a shot. Especially when they take out Zek straight away.
We're gonna hop onto
But
Mashik
Infamous
here.
has already got into the side. Cold Breeze is gonna push him now. He's gonna go into the side. He falls, and it is Infamous with a 2K on side, holding him off. Gets a 3K. Can he go for the 4th? Chuck is trying to push him. Gets Chuck. That's number 4. Is Infamous going to ace? It's just the scope. He's all by himself.
Oh, that was
Not
so
an ace.
close.
So close. It's almost like FirePizza need aces to win rounds here. That's crazy.
I can't believe that we almost had 2 aces that many rounds between each other too. But it's going to be 2-2, so it is tied between these 2 teams. And FirePizza on defense is actually keeping it close. So SyroN, they need to consider how exactly they're playing this offense and if they need to execute their strats better at 1 here. Zek is actually pushed up pretty far here. He's looking through the smoke, but he's going to back off now.
And they're now going to push in. Zek did not spot any player yet. Misses his shot now. He's getting pushed out. He does take out Rage. He did tank then. Oh, look at that. Infamous coming in from behind.
Cold with the 3K already. Just demolishing FirePizza. It's going to be Petterways who's last alive. I think Cold is going to go for this 4K. See if he can land it. Petterways looking around, but no, it's going to be Keishan stealing that away from Cold. But really good job there from Cold. He snuck through that smoke, baited his teammate a little bit there on the first one for that kill onto Zek, but then from there it was all him and he got all those kills and secured the round for his team.
Now they're gonna go 2 again. But yeah, FirePizza has decided to play 2-1-2 instead of 3-1-1 basically. They're still gonna allow Detail to be pushed all out. But Detail is in a good spot for the appointments. Has to fall back now.
FirePizza, they're holding this 2 site.
They're
holding well. They've gotten 3 kills now. Detail's got a nice double kill. Chuck's got one of his own. It's gonna be Keijin, Mr. Billboy. Oh, Keijin through the smoke gets a nice shot. And Billboy gets a shot as well, but Keijin's missing that shot on the flank here. Oh, and he actually gets the kill.
How did they clutch that out? It was Keijin with the 3K, but I'm not sure what Petaways was doing, but instead of pushing the scope, he was pretty much hiding a little bit, allowing Keijin to get a 2K, and then he also fell.
Keishan actually got a 4K that run, I think. Or am I lying and Chuck got a 2K?
No, he did get one. He was...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, Cold Breeze, they're going for a 2-site once again here. They get that first frag. Not going to get shut down in the first 2 kills this time. So SyroN will have control of the bomb site, but they've only gotten 1 kill so far, and the retake is coming in hot here from FirePizza. Cold Breeze spots one, they take down Infamous, but Infamous just runs out on his own. Not really getting much help from the team, and FirePizza, they're just getting annihilated right now. Keijin with another 2K, Cold Breeze with 2 kills of his own. He's sitting pretty now with 12-4.
Yeah, SyroN is playing really fast, and at this point, FirePizza does not seem to be able to counter it.
Well, that's one of the best strategies on this map, is play so fast. The rotations are so long between the bomb sites that you can get those 2 frags set up, and then the retake can't really come out because you're already set up and ready to go. But here we go, a 1 push up bookcase, and nice kill exchange between the 2 teams, but definitely going in favor of SyroN here.
Playing. Detail's already coming in for the stab, but he gets spotted by Kezian. So that allows him to be in a position to rotate again, and I think Rage wants to do that. Yeah, he's gonna be scouting for a rotate option. Still 3-on-3, about same HPs. And Rage is gonna come in for the stab.
He's got to
Number
get this
2 in
flank.
Fame is gonna push Billboy. This could be too late. Mishik is already watching the base. They know that Rage must be coming there.
And he's got the X95 bar too. This long range is not going to work out. He's actually getting pushed, but it's not going to matter anyways. He will get shut down. FirePizza taking 3 rounds now to just the 5 of SyroN.
So yeah, that means there's just 1 round left for SyroN's attack. Currently 5-3 lead, doing quite nicely. If they win this round, they have a really good shot at taking map Cannon. If they lose this one, it could be very close, so this round will be important.
Another 2 push coming out here from SyroN. Brushing through that smoke, they're going to catch one player, Infamous, but he's running back now. Not going to matter, it's going to be Detail getting a nice double kill. Can he follow up with more? He's going to try to pre-fire. Lands a few shots, but it's SyroN that's just falling apart here on these stairs. They couldn't break through and they're just getting trapped. And yeah, that's going to be Petaways, and I think that was Petaways. They've just got a couple of skills there to clear out the round. And that's going to be the first half, 5-4 for SyroN. A lot closer than expected considering its offensive cannon.
Yeah, and look at those scores in Famous, 16.5 to 7 for his team. You usually don't see him frag, but Cannon is one of his better maps, so he tends to go quite huge there. And I think on attack it could be even crazier. So let's keep an eye on him.
Yeah, for sure. So I really liked what SyroN was doing there. They were pushing really fast and aggressively, and if they were able to get that first or second frag at 2 site or the 1 site, they pretty much won the round because the rotations are just so slow on cannon. But like we saw, like if Infamous got 1 or 2 frags at 2 site, then the round was over. If Mashik was able to hold off from those 1 stairs, or Zek was able to, then SyroN weren't able to get in. And that's pretty much how all the defensive rounds were won from FirePizza. But actually, I think Infamous was sitting like 16-7 or something, and they were actually down 2 rounds. So he was putting out a lot of frags, just his team wasn't able to capitalize on it to win actually the half.
Well, as this team or this game does give us a good insight why the Asian teams were not too happy with the Cannon map, as we heard that there was some discussion going about that they wanted to remove Cannon from the maps, and I think I see why now. If the EU team is just playing so fast, the NRF team has to be a little bit lucky with their setup, because if the defense falls and you have to retake, you're pretty much screwed. So I get now what they mean.
Well, it all depends too, because how we were looking at FirePizza, their retakes actually weren't that crisp. They were grouping up a little bit too much. They didn't throw their nades to clear out the stairs, and they weren't counter smoking the smokes that SyroN was actually putting up on back stairs. So there was a lot of stuff they could have done there that could have helped them out, but they were just rushing the effort too much. But we are going to head into the second half once one player from FirePizza readies up. But yeah, getting 4 rounds on defense compared to the 5 on offense. Definitely, I'm curious to see if SyroN will have the defense that FirePizza had to win out this map. Because if FirePizza just takes away on offense, then SyroN, they're going to be in a really big pickle and lose the map.
I think SyroN is in quite a good spot. They rely on teamwork, not so much on individual skill. They really rely on teamwork, and that's exactly what you need on Cannon. So I think we could very much be going to a draw. At least that's my first call.
Yeah, we definitely need to see SyroN get that first opening frag at 2 site. If they don't get that opening frag at 2, then they're probably going to lose that round. So it's definitely a big individual skill moment for them over there. But over at this 1 site, definitely that teamwork will come into effect here. But look at the setup from Chuck and Rage, both sitting on the outside of 1 site, trying to play aggressive. Coldbreeze is going to get 1 kill. But it's going to be Petaways with the exchange. Oh, Infamous is going to follow the Billboy. Billboy getting a double kill. Petaways finding 1 kill as well. It's going to be 2 players left for SyroN and 2 for FirePizza. So 2-on-2 right now. Oh, nice backstab there coming from Detail.
But they know where Chuck is now. Oh no, they don't. Detail doesn't hear him.
He randomly shoots. He gives away his position. So now they know that he's in 1 side. He's going to get smoked out. And now Chuck has to take his cautiously time. He's only got 5 bullets left. He actually spots both of the players, and both of FirePizza are going to keep going towards 2 now. Definitely the safer site to go, but Chuck has a lot of time and a lot of the map of this 2 site to work through.
And he's about the same HP as Petaways and Detail combined together, so he has a shot here. He needs to play this smart.
It's all going to be on to Detail to peek up at the right time when Chuck starts shooting at Petaways. Detail's going to push up, not going to get the frag. Massive mistake. Chuck now has a whole bunch of opportunity to clutch us out. Petaways is 1 HP, not going to matter. Petaways gets the pre-fire kill. Petaways getting a nice 3 kill in the opening round here in the second half. FirePizza taking it 1-0.
That was a really nice attempt by Chuck. When Detail peeked out, I really thought it would fall straight away, but he managed to get that frag and put himself in a really nice position. Just unfortunate for him that Peta was just a little bit faster with that last shot.
It was a massive mistake there from Detail. It could have costed them the round too. He must be feeling pretty bad for himself, but he has to look forward to the second round to redeem himself now. So FirePizza is still trying to cause issue over at one site, but it's not going to matter because Petaways just gets dropped from Cold Breeze. On 2 fresh kills coming out from FirePizza onto SyroN. SyroN losing another player again. Mashik with that kill into Rage, but Infamous still setting up here at this one site. And it's all going to be up to Cold Breeze to get through 4 players. And a lot of HP.
A bit. They know he's at base. There we go.
It's a great round there from FirePizza. If they keep this up, they're just going to take away with this entire map from SyroN, and SyroN's not going to realize what happened.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit slower, and when SyroN has a feeling like we can do something, they just get a couple of frags, then push in and completely stomp them. It's quite a nice tactic, but it's a bit hectic. And it's very risky to play like this.
Yeah, well,
so
they're trying to play so aggressive at this bookcase, but they're not playing at bookcase. They're playing far back. Which is really interesting when they're getting outgunned by X95Rs, and they have rifles.
Oh, Kizian missing a shot on mid. He now has to defend over to side. He can't get the shot on number 3 Petaways, and that will allow...
He actually pushes out...
shot on Detail!
Wow, he pushes out into the fire and gets Detail anyways. Detail just whiffing so many shots. Oh, SyroN, Cajun's missing another shot. He's about to get pushed from this left-hand side if he doesn't... Yeah, he's all alone now, 1 on 4. Yeah, he's just gonna get trapped.
Poor him.
3-0, that's going to be 7-5 current overall score for FirePizza. They've actually taken the map score advantage now. At SyroN, I think they just need to play more fundamentally at this bookcase or at 2 site and not just try these weird long range battles at bookcase that never work out. But they're doing the exact same thing as before. Detail will get a kill onto Kijin, so the scope is down for SyroN, so now they're open to this flank out into the middle of the site here, or map I should say.
SyroN is pretty much playing it safe. They don't dare to do any pushes, any crazy things like FirePizza did on defense. They're playing it safe, but Cannon is a map. No guts, no glory. You need to try and do something. You need to show some balls and put the pressure on the attacking team, so you force them to do something and then fall into your trap. If you're gonna wait what they're gonna do, they're just gonna outplay you, get some picks, and then rotate, and they're gonna be way too late to cover up on that.
Yeah, SyroN, they're not even playing defensively or super aggressively. They're somewhere in between. It's just weird how they're playing right now. So they need to commit harder, or they need to play more defensively and rely on their rotations and teamwork.
They're just playing it safe. I mean, look where Kizian is playing. Why would you play so far up in base? I mean, and also at 2 side. I mean, there's a guy on backstairs, and there's a guy in connector too, but there's nobody who's actually on the side. If they're gonna push it now, Billboy has a really tough time holding away the guys. Yeah, see, now they're gonna push. Now Billboy has to hold him off. He just has to wait. He does do that well with the smoke, but he's still gonna allow FirePizza to take side.
Billboy is allowing his team to be able to rotate now. He's delaying SyroN from actually planting the bomb. He's causing confusion on them, and already SyroN is able to rotate. The bomb is going down. I don't know why that hasn't been called out for Rage to rotate yet. So a huge mistake here. Chuck actually getting the 1 kill, but FirePizza already got 2. But Rage took forever to start rotating, so he's not going to be any help here. And if they wait for him, they're only going to have about 8 seconds to actually play at this retake.
Yeah, it's going to be close now, about 20 seconds, but they are going to move in. They throw in some flashes.
Rage, can he get this kill? Oh, no,
oh no, it's Mishek.
He has so low HP too as well, just one bullet.
Yeah, but that's 5-0. That means the score is 9-5 for FirePizza. I was really expecting this to be close, but at this point on attack, FirePizza just seems too strong. Or
Well, it's because
yeah,
SyroN could only win 5 rounds on offense. And this map is really offensive sided. Like, you should be getting 6 or 7 rounds on offense, regardless against any team, if you can beat them.
to be fair, 5 or 4 rounds is not too bad, but the way they play on defense is it's just a bit odd. Yeah, I already said it. They're playing it way too safe. They have to play a bit aggressive. They have to push shelf with 2 or 3 guys once, push them back, put the pressure on them, and then rotate straight away. Because now they're just gonna wait what the enemy team does, eventually getting picked off one by one, just like now. Now it's gonna be on Cold Breeze with 50 HP to clutch out 1v3, or they're down one map.
And don't count this guy out. He's clutched a whole bunch of times before in previous games, so if there's anyone to do it, it's definitely Cold Breeze. But he'll just get spammed through the smoke by Infamous, and that's going to be 6-0 with a total score of 10-5. First map going to FirePizza in this best of 5 series.
Well, that went a lot faster on FirePizza's attack. Not what I expected.
As soon as it was 5-4 score, it was pretty much over for SyroN unless they had like an amazing defense. Either they were going to have to push out aggressively down mid, take control of bookcase every single round, get 2 frags at 2 whenever FirePizza decided to push. If any of those conditions weren't met, they're just going to completely lose the defensive side. Like it should be 7-2 or 6-3 generally for offense. And if you don't really meet that score threshold, you really screwed up your offense.
Yeah, would you see the way they play defense? This is exactly how you would play on India, which is their main map, and also the next map. So they know how to play in general. They know how to play together, but they're focused too much on India as a map. At least for defense, in my opinion, they should try and develop a different strat for defense. Attack, nothing was wrong with that. They played that quite well.
Oh, well, actually, SyroN's attack was actually okay. It's just the defense coming out from FirePizza was actually pretty incredible. Like Mashik, he got that one ace, of course. We saw another 4K coming out from one of the players. Like, it was just these individual clutch performances. And I think the offense from SyroN of pushing in and taking a site was great. Holding the site was really where they got a little shaky. They did pretty well at 2 site half the time, but again, the other half the time they lost. But it's going to be India now. So what do you think is going to happen on India after you see what's happened on Canon? I mean, we're going to have the team that performed very well on one of the hardest defensive maps to play on India, which is really easy to play defense on. So how do you think FirePizza is going to take this defense?
Well, India is exactly a map that fits to SyroN's playstyle, whether it's EU or NRF. So I do expect SyroN to actually win it in the end, because if they don't, they have a really big problem in trying to win this series. They have to win this map, but it's their map, so
Yeah,
it is
true.
expected that they win it.
Yeah,
So
SyroN have to win this map. If they don't, they're down 2-0, and then the next map they play is going to be FirePizza's map pick. So they definitely do have to win this. They can't slack over on offense or on the next half either. So any final thoughts?
They're gonna play offense now. I think they need a minimum of 4 rounds here to be safe.
Yeah.
If they would lose 3-6 or 2-7, I don't think they can come back from that.
That's a nightmare situation.
They have to at least win 4 rounds to be in a good position here. So let's see what they can do with that.
And it's the same story for FirePizza. If they can win 6-3, then that's a lot of room to work with on offense. So here we go, loading to the game, guys. First half here between FirePizza and SyroN. SyroN taking that offensive side, FirePizza taking defense after FirePizza won Canon 10-5. And now I'm curious to see how SyroN's going to play. Are they going to focus a lot on mid? Are they going to work towards that backyard? Or are they going to work that vent and that pillar? Where they're going to try to put most of their effort here. And actually, look at this. FirePizza, they're pushing up aggressively at Spiral, but it doesn't work out for them. Zek gets taken out by Mr. Billboy. Oh no, Infamous also falls to Cold Breeze as well. So FirePizza's aggressive defense totally backfires on them, and they lose even more players over at the one site. And Bomb is going to go down over at the 2 site, but it's all going to be up to Detail in a 1-on-4. And what a terrible way to start here for FirePizza. I don't know why you would start first round being aggressive and Spiral without a scope. Normally you have a scope and a rifle, and that works out really well. But 2 rifles, you can get outgunned really easily on that angle. So that's, I don't know, that's really rough. They didn't even wait in backyard. They actually like just pushed up aggressively, and they weren't actually even walking. So SyroN actually had the footstep noises to call him out.
Oh, and then Zek falling in mid. I don't think that FirePizza read too well how SyroN plays his map.
Yeah,
They
that's true.
rely a lot on mid focus. That's what SyroN does. They get control of the mid, allow their scope to get a couple of picks, and then they're gonna take a side. That's how SyroN plays it. And if they get a couple of picks, they will push on, but yeah, that's just a general thing. So pushing with 2 appointments in Spiral, especially the first round, actually in whatever round, is not a good decision against SyroN. If they would do that in mid with 2 appointments, that would actually be a good decision.
Oh, Mashik is just missing so many shots. He misses 2 shots there on, I think that was Chuck that was trying to peek that. Finally going to take down Chuck. Just realizes the second player. He does, but it's not going to matter because Detail's there to support him. But then Detail would get taken out. Doesn't matter. Mashik with a kill into Cold Breeze. So crazy action at mid. FirePizza reading the situation correctly, and Mashik doing work there with Detail. And now SyroN, they're down 1 player, but Pedaways is very low HP, so it's actually fairly close. They just have to break into a site, which they actually haven't been able to do yet.
Well, SyroN is in a position that they want to be in. 2 players together around the mid area, so they can get some picks. I mean, Pedaways is going to stab from behind. Once Pedaways falls, they're going to probably take a decision to
Well,
run
Rage
over
is
to
just going to
one.
wait for Pedaways to flank, but Pedaways is very low HP, and he actually gets a kill! Pedaways with no HP gets a kill, and yeah, Rage should have just kept looking at that angle. He shouldn't have looked away. There's no reason for him to look towards spawn yet. And yeah, they know where Kijin is. Mashik going to get his 3rd frag of the round.
That was really unfortunate. Literally at the moment that Pedaways was coming around the corner, Rage looked away. I didn't see him.
Yeah, SyroN played that poorly. They peeked the mid. They spotted where Mashik was playing. They didn't nade him out and then re-peek. They just re-peeked dry and allowed Mashik and Detail to use the buddy system and take him out. So I mean, really, you're just asking to get out fragged if you're not going to nade that scope out of that spot there. But 2 players from FirePizza are playing in backyard right now, and there's going to be a whole. I think that Zek who just got tried to get that tag, but he couldn't get it.
I'm surprised how Chuck, with all the pre-firing he did, was not able to land a shot on Mishek. I thought he was hitting him.
Oh, Infamous gets a nice UAV. He's going to pre-fire Cold Breeze, not the player he actually UAV'd, but doesn't matter. Now that's going to be 3 players of SyroN trapped on this these mid stairs.
Billboy's now trying to look around, trying to get that pick. He has to take out Zek. Misses the shot. Now they know where Billboy is. Oh, he does take in Famous. He has to be fast. Takes out Zek. He now has to push on. Both of the guys, Mishek and Dito, are coming in from behind, and Mishek's going to be the first hunting him.
If Billboy can reposition himself to the back part of the... Oh no, the angle there for Mashik is just too strong. And I like how you said, SyroN, they like to play mid, but you can't just play mid every single time, because then FirePizza will just realize how you're playing, and FirePizza had 3 players in spawn waiting for SyroN to push into that middle, and SyroN just got demolished there by Mashik. So they need to change it up, and that's what they're doing. They are going to try to go towards the 1 site, but are they going to telegraph this a little bit too much? Because look at this, Mashik is already playing at the stairs, not watching mid anymore. FirePizza is saying, hey, they went mid 3 times, it didn't work out for them, so Mashik missing that opening frag. Going to reposition himself. He's got a whole bunch of players to look out from vent and the stairs, but FirePizza, they've all rotated all their players inside of the site, and it doesn't look like SyroN's going to rotate out. They're going to keep trying to go in here. They are getting the kills, and Mashik is going to try to fight back a little bit. He's last player alive though, with chucking a nice 3k. Bomb is going to rotate freely over to 2. We already have Kijin sitting in the spawn waiting for Mashik's rotation. And I'm glad SyroN changed it up, and even though they changed it up completely and it was an easy call to read from FirePizza just couldn't get the frags for the smoke. 2 players from FirePizza actually tried to push through the smoke onto the stairs when there were 4 players of FirePizza just sitting there from SyroN just waiting there. So yeah, really misplayed there from FirePizza. Nice kills coming out there at mid from FirePizza.
Yeah, it's mainly Mishek again. He's going really huge for his team. 10-3 at this point. Look at that. 2 control has already been taken for SyroN. It's going to be a 2-on-2. And Famous coming in with his finals. Those fall, and it is Cold Breeze with, I think, a 3K in total. Secure that for this team.
Yeah, he did get that 3K, and it was a great call there from SyroN. They know, like, hey, we've just lost 3 players at mid. They probably don't have anyone in 2. Let's take it. They took it. Cold Breeze was already there on the rotation kill, getting that opening frag, allowed them to plant, and then he just clutched it out.
Oh, they're getting the opening picks now. They're going to push up in mid. Once Pedaways falls here, yeah, it's going to be round.
Oh, and they know that Detail rotated into 2 site, and they may call a rotation over to 1, and that's going to be Infamous coming out here, but they're both going to get dropped from FirePizza. Rage doing a really good job there. And that's kind of what I was speaking about before we talked about this game, is how Rage and Chuck, Cold Breeze, they lead the charge for the team, and they get those frags. And if they get those frags, they're going to win the round. And it's 4-2 now for SyroN, keeping a healthy advantage over FirePizza.
Look at that. FirePizza finally decides to throw it all in on the mid. It does allow him to get the scope down. But apart from that, not much happened. Well, Detail fell as well. But they're now letting one side under defended. They have Mishek over in 2, but 2 guys are playing in the connector. Nobody is over there at one side. And if SyroN realizes this, it can just push in Famous with 3 guys. Yeah, they're going to push now. Mishek's going to be rotating. He's in just in time.
And he's got that position.
Doesn't commit.
Needs to land a shot onto Mr. Bilbo, I think that is scoping here. Mishik getting the first frag. Getting the second frag onto Cold. Can he find the third? Onto Bilbo. Bilbo is going to get 1. He's going to peek this. Oh, he actually gets
3.
Oh my gosh.
Just one guy, just Zek left. If he can get this shot, then SyroN is in a really good position on winning this. Will he get it? Yes, he does! 1v4 clutch by Mr. Billboy. And that's going to be SyroN leading 5-2 and putting the pressure on FirePizza, because it seems like they're going to make the at least 6 rounds that I called previously. And that puts them in a really good spot on winning the second map of India.
I have no idea how he was allowed to do that. Billboy picking up the scope, also finding a frag as well, finding a second frag as well. Let's just hop onto him. Oh, Billboy just going absolutely huge for his team here. It's just stepping up to the plate and just forcing FirePizza not to get any rounds on defense now. Misses one shot.
Doing exactly the same. Look at that. He's got a 3K this round so far. Going in, that's a 4K for Mishek. Just one guy remaining. Is he gonna ace?
It's gonna be his second ace.
Will this be his second ace for tonight? He has to make. Did he get tanked? No, he missed a shot.
He's also 1 HP.
Pistols out. No, he falls. He can't make the ace happen. And that means SyroN's leading 6-2. But look at the scores of FirePizza. It's Mishek going absolutely mad, and the others are unable to keep up at this point.
Mishik is 16-6, and they only have 2 rounds. FirePizza is dropping the ball right now. They have the fragging power of Mishik, but they can't capitalize on the kills. Billboy taken out by Mishik. And just FirePizza is just hogging down this middle, getting a whole bunch of kills. There's going to be Cold Breeze left alive. And FirePizza fighting back, making it 6-3. Very bad defensive half for FirePizza. Amazing half for SyroN, winning 6-3 first half of India.
Yeah, SyroN did that really well. They played on mid control. FirePizza didn't seem to read that out, even though they played that so much. At the start, it was actually FirePizza was really keeping up, but then SyroN just took like 3, 4, or 5 rounds in a row and put FirePizza in a tough spot. But now they are 6-3 in the lead. Defense is up for them next. And I think that FirePizza will not be able to come back from this unless they're going to do exactly the same. I mean, they have to win 6-3 on attack or to make it a draw, or 7-2 or bigger to win.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening.
With Mashik having 16 frags, I believe just one other player on FirePizza, if they had been able to get like +5 or 6 frags, or the whole team could have gotten 6 more frags amongst themselves, they would have tied the actual game, 5-4, 4-5, or something to that effect. So it's so bad how FirePizza played here. Like Mashik got enough frags for them to actually like win 6-3 on defense. It's just the rest of the team couldn't get the frags, and I don't think it's because SyroN's like individual team play. I think it's because FirePizza, they just couldn't outfrag SyroN, and it was just straight up 1-on-2 duels that SyroN was just constantly winning. And then of course we had the crazy rounds where Billboy and Mashik were just getting 4Ks and aces and whatever. But I just can't believe how that first half went. FirePizza definitely should not be happy about that at all, and they need to redeem themselves in the second half, as you were saying.
Yeah, but now you see how much that mattered that Billboy made a 1v4 clutch and that Mishek got denied on his 5th shot to try and complete his ace. Those were 2 one-on-one situations that SyroN both won, and that makes it 6-3 instead of 5-4 for FirePizza.
Yeah.
That mattered a lot, and I think that could be the decisive factor in this map.
Yeah, being down 3 rounds and having to win 7 rounds on the harder side, well, technically the harder side of the map. But I mean, the one saving grace for FirePizza is that they have Mashik and Zek. Zek and Mashik were both doing, well, Mashik was doing amazing, so hopefully he can carry that on onto offense and get those opening picks to allow his team to get into the bomb site and just play defensive post-plant positions. Hopefully Zek can also back him up and get those frags. Running 2 scopes on offensive India is a very valid top strategy to actually win rounds on offense compared to just rushing with point man or being very aggressive. So hopefully they can pull it off. Hopefully if it doesn't work in first 2 rounds, they can realize that, hey, they need to change things up immediately. But we are going to head into the half. Second half here, just 4 rounds for SyroN, and they will take the second map. Of course, SyroN did pick this map, so it's not surprising to see a 6-3 victory for them on offense anyways.
I am interested to see how SyroN is going to play their defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they will have a little bit of harder time maneuvering than they had on offense. I mean, they just control the mid and then play all over, and on defense they can't really do that.
Unlike FirePizza, I don't think they're ever going to push mid, and I don't think they're ever going to push that spiral like what we saw. And opening frag coming up from Zek, as I was saying, that double scope. Keishan is definitely a very weak scope, so with him dying to an opening frag like that, it's not that big of a deal for SyroN. They come back a lot with having their scope down, but still it hurts them a lot by not having that scope pressure on defense. So it is going to allow FirePizza to work their magic a little bit more, to work these sites a little bit easier.
Trick is trying to control
but
mid.
Look at Billboy. He spots one player through the smoke. He sprays a little bit too much, and he will get taken out, as his position was known for there from Infamous. And Rage is going to walk in here as everyone's reloading. Gets that 1 frag. Rage will get 1 kill on the flank as well. Nice pre-fire, but Mashik is going to miss a shot. Mission's second shot going to cost them 2 frags as Pettaways is trying to plant when they haven't secured the site. And it's Rage getting a 4K for his team. So
that should not have happened. That should have never happened. That was a really big flaw from FirePizza.
Yeah. You can have all the individual skill on Mashik. If Mashik misses the shot and you don't have fundamentals to not plant the bomb when the site isn't secure, you're going to lose a whole bunch of players and lose the round when you shouldn't have.
And again, it's Zek making the opening frag, but as we saw last round, doesn't have to matter straight away. Ooh, Billboy now falls with Pettaways and they're now going to push on. But Chuck is already in the side there. He's already waiting for guys to come in. Surprises Pettaways. Can get more picks. He does fall eventually, but he buys enough time for the next player to come in. But Rage does now fall to Infamous. But still a 1-on-3 situation. They don't know what Cold Breeze is. He is still full HP. Mishek knows now. Mishek missing a shot again. He has to reposition himself. Misses a second shot. But it's Infamous who takes the kill.
So, I mean, that round it looks like FirePizza had a really easy time with that round, but like having 3 players left alive. But they actually really struggled with that round to get those frags and get into that bomb site. And Mr. Billboy is actually going to push up aggressively here. Misses the first shot. Scope on scope. He's going to try to pistol out. Who was that? Zek? But Zek is just going to shut him down. So massive mistake there from Billboy. Kind of doing the same mistake that FirePizza was pulling in the first half.
Yeah, but this time FirePizza isn't really pushing yet. They're just gonna let Zek scout around a little bit, try and get some picks, but he may fall to Keizun here, who's watching him. Does fall to Keizun.
And Keizun had such a wide angle there too, and he still managed to get that kill as well. I don't know what Zek was doing there, but wasn't really watching that same angle. Oh no, please tell me. Oh, Keizun, he gets that kill headshot through the window. He's sitting on 2 frags, and he completely prevented that 2 push from coming out, and now he's essentially trapped FirePizza at mid. Let's hop on board to Mashik. He needs to land the shot onto Rage. Misses the shot. Rage is just going to try to back off a little bit. And Mashik is just going to hold that angle. Still 120 seconds left. Not 120 seconds, I lied. 40 seconds left.
Mashik's now going to push up again. Now he does get the pick. But it seems like they want to go to 1.
But see, the cool thing about SyroN, they know their basics. They kept a player in each bomb site. Oh, yeah, that's rough.
They knew that Keizun was there, and they knew that it was way easier to take him with the 1 scope and the 2 low rifles than
Cole needs to land this headshot.
On one side.
Oh, he does land the headshot. Mashik isn't going to repeat, going to back off a little bit, and he's actually going to sit in the corner. Oh yeah, just such a hard angle there from Mashik. Mashik just doing so much work for his team this round. And it's 2-1. FirePizza, maybe they can bring it back here on India.
Yeah, but not so much as SyroN. SyroN was winning their rounds actually fairly easily, and FirePizza is really, really struggling to get their rounds.
Well, I think that's just because, well, SyroN is just a better defensive team apparently.
Well, SyroN has that team play.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a lot better.
And the rotations are really fast here, so.
But FirePizza does have the individual skill that's slightly better, and that's where they will have to rely on. But eventually, India, let's not forget, that really is SyroN's map, so it's going to be really, really hard for FirePizza to take it. If they do take it, however, they're completely going to crush SyroN's confidence and end it very fast.
Oh,
and look at that. Again, it's Zek taking that mid pick onto Keizun. I think out of the 4 rounds we had on attack, that's the third round that Zek got that pick.
Chuck trying to do work for his team, but he can't land any of these shots. It's all going to be up to Billboy. Last alive. 1-on-5 as well.
I did a 1-on-4 on defense. If he can retake this 1v5, and that would be absolutely crazy.
I think his chances of this are like 0.001%. This is the hardest site to retake in this position as a scope, not even as a rifle. 1-on-5 as well. He's got 3 players just staring down at him. Unless SyroN just randomly decides to push him. Then, okay, good. But that's actually a problem for SyroN. The last 2 rounds that they've lost is because they pushed out past that middle line of the map and into the hands of FirePizza. We saw that with Mashik getting that frag at Pillar Room onto, I believe it was Chuck. Not sure there. And we saw Billboy pushing into that stairwell, and he shouldn't have been pushing there. He got taken out by Zek. So SyroN, I think they just need to play defense a little bit more so than offense.
Yeah, but again, they're doing exactly the same. They're playing it safe.
Well, and they're playing it safe now, but it's usually 20 seconds, 30 seconds to the round as they try to peek pillar, they try to peek spiral, and they just die. So that's their problem.
Billboy can't get those shots in the mid, getting flashed out as well. Now he falls.
And Keizun falls as well. That's 2 site is completely open. They're just going to go directly into it. Mashik holding the cross will fall to Rage. I don't know how he didn't even shoot to Rage here, but can he pull it again? He's going to push in aggressively. That smoke is working wonders for him. Going to get the first kill onto Infamous. They're planting the bomb. Gets the kill onto Zek. Zek wasn't watching the corner. Very scary round there.
If he had gone for the rifle first, he would have probably clutched that out.
Yeah. But that's, like, FirePizza, they're planting the bomb, and the smoke is up, and they do have 3 players playing inside of the site, and yeah, okay, you should be safe to plant, but that's the second time it happened. should definitely, you know, realize that they need to take a little bit longer against this, especially if Rage is alive. They should realize that he's going to try to push in. But 4
Well,
to
they're
1.
playing mid. They're
Yeah.
playing mid differently now. They're not having the scope watching all along, and they're having a rifle play close. Let's see if that pays off a little bit better now. And Coldbreeze already rotating around. He's gonna try and take that mid control. They know it has to be a 2, and this puts him in a really good position. But Detail's gonna get stabbed now. Now they know where
Rage.
everyone is. Now they know they have to push the 2 side. They know they have to. Otherwise, they'll have no time left.
Well, they're just going to
FirePizza
get
has
trapped
to be
here.
really fast, but they are pretty much trapped already.
Rage just has to make sure he doesn't push quite yet. Kijin just needs to land these shots. He's missed about 4 shots now onto, I think that's Zach, I believe. Zach getting 1 frag.
And Coldbreeze is coming down mid now. Zek is watching him. If Zek can get this shot, now they can rotate. Now it is all open. And they are going to rotate. It is cold. It is...
Oh no, so
it's
many
shocked to
mistakes.
realize that.
So many mistakes coming up from both these teams right now. SyroN, they had players ready to go to take down FirePizza. Oh, wow.
They
Okay.
had them trapped, but they let them get back. And now it's 5 to 1. And even though we didn't expect FirePizza to come back, they have completely pulled it back. They even have the advantage now, don't they? I mean, it's 8 to 7 now for FirePizza.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see SyroN push out into the spill. No, they're not actually going to push. But I want to talk about last round there. SyroN, they should have won that map. They had Rage sitting in spawn. They had another player sitting at, I believe it was Cold, who was all the way back in the spawn, waiting to push in and collapse on them when FirePizza decided to push into 2. However, FirePizza waited around and SyroN got too antsy. Rage pushed up through mid. Cold decided to come through mid and push into the pillar, or not the pillar, the stairs. He fell, and all of a sudden it was a 3-on-5 for SyroN, and they just completely threw it away. 3-on-4, I should say. So SyroN just made complete mistakes there. FirePizza made the same mistakes a little bit later when I believe it was Zek that died there to Kijin inside of the 2 site, but then they were able to bring it back by getting that mid control. But just really wonky round there coming from both the teams. But let's just talk about this game now, as we've had 2 kills now.
Oh, Billboy gets a shot into Mishik. That's important. Now it's going to be 2v4. And Billboy gets that final shot. This is the only round so far I've seen that anyone from SyroN was able to control the mid side.
Yeah.
It was Billboy who took out both of the scopes, Mishik and Zek. And that is why they won the round.
Yeah, and it's tied now,
never
too.
can lock it down. Ooh, Billboy gets the opening pick onto
This
Detail.
is so
now falls
big.
back.
They get those first 2 opening frags, and look at Infamous's HP. He's very low. And he's a point man. That's a hard spot for him to be in. But Kijin will fall to Mashik, so Mashik is trying to bring it back here. Oh, Infamous almost getting a kill when he shouldn't have. Rage is going to push out from the flank. Is this going to catch FirePizza off guard? It's all tied up 8-8 right now. Oh, Mashik, awareness coming in handy here. Getting 1 frag, missing the shot. He needed to get that, but his teammate will back him up. It's going to be Pedaways, who's going to be in a 1-on-2 to keep his team.
He's watching the wrong corner.
Uh,
And he falls. That means that this round is going to be all decisive. If SyroN wins it, it's going to be 1-1 in maps. If FirePizza wins it, it's a draw.
I don't know. Like, FirePizza, they need to readjust to how SyroN have adjusted now. SyroN, they're taking their time. They're using a little bit more teamwork, and they're actually landing their shots and getting some frags here. So FirePizza, they need to start using that buddy system to trade 1-for-1 trade, or 1-for-2 trades, I should say. Instead of just dying and then there being no repercussion, no map control gained. Look at this, Infamous pushing in, getting that UAV, massive UAV coming out from Infamous. A little bit of lag, but he takes down Rage. And another kill coming out from Detail. Now Infamous pushing into the spawn, trying to catch the scope off guard. Doesn't matter, Billboy will get taken out. It's all going to be up to Kijin. And I think it's going to be tied here, 9-9. Oh, gets a double collateral! And now he could clutch this. He's still at 1-on-3, still has a lot of work to do with 1 HP. Will probably get pre-fired to the smoke. Oh yeah, just that pistol shot, but now we do a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
We can't type in the chat, and they're asking us questions. I told them before that we couldn't type.
Yeah, they're just gonna play on. They can't side
Yeah.
in game. They know that now. They're just gonna play on. I think everyone's confused. Best of 5? No, it is
5
or
rounds?
is it?
They play 5 rounds per half.
Yeah, 5 rounds per half. The half indeed.
I know an easy solution. I'll just close the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have that power now, do you? I was gonna be like, what? Yeah, we have to start in the right order, don't we? So yeah, I'll just wait for teams to get ready and then we can get this overtime started on map
Yeah.
number 2, India. It's gonna be really, really important for SyroN to take it here. They do have the slight advantage that it is only 5 rounds. If they would able to get 4 on attack, or if one of them just gets 4
Yeah.
and wins it 4-1, then it's pretty much done for. So they have to do that. That's gonna be important.
But then again, 3-2 is 3-2 is like very close, and 4-1 is very far away. So it's crazy how just 1 round difference can be have such a big impact. So these rounds, every single round means a lot. There isn't really much room to experiment. I mean, they just played 18 rounds with each other, so they shouldn't be experimenting anymore. They should know what's working. They should be talking about how they're going to adjust their playstyles right now. For SyroN, I think they need to play how they played in the last few rounds, compared to how they played in the first few rounds where they were being aggressive. They need to hold their defense, need to have good calls, and if they peek for information, they don't peek for kills. Over on FirePizza, they need to utilize Mashik and Zek a lot more than they are, and they need to put a rifle with both of those players to work those picks on the offensive side, and that one remaining player just needs to get information on how the defensive team is playing or rotating. What do you think?
Well, I think that overall we can establish that SyroN's attack is way better than their defense. This is a general thing. At least it's what I noticed out of the games that we saw so far. I'm not sure what your view on that is.
Pardon?
But SyroN's a lot better on attack than defense.
Well, they were, but remember, offense is something where you can do well the first 6 rounds, and then you lose the other 3 rounds.
But both of the maps that we saw today.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just judging by the maps today, it should be SyroN should be able to perform well on offense, which should make FirePizza worried, and it should force FirePizza to try and win 4 rounds here on offense themselves. Because if not, then what's to say FirePizza just won't completely demolish them on offense when they switch? So yeah, if that's what you're getting at, you're definitely right there.
I think that what we saw so far, we know how good SyroN is on attack here on India. FirePizza has to get at least 3 rounds. 3 rounds for a potential another
see,
overtime.
Did you see what Billboy just did there? He pushed down mid on his own, and he wasn't a scope. He had no smokes. He had no nades. He just pushed aggressively on his own, and he died. And that's what I said. SyroN, they can't do on defense. They have to play defense. I literally just said that. And Kaijin, he's doing the same thing. He's being aggressive in backyard with no rifle support. He does get that 1 kill. It pulls off, but he gets fake peek, misses the shot, and gets completely outplayed by FirePizza's buddy system and his individual fragging power. And now it's going to be Chuck inside of this 2 site. Needs to defend it from these 3 players that are pushing inside. And yeah, just FirePizza completely annihilates SyroN there. Big mistakes coming out from Kaijin and Mr. Billboy there. And those are the mistakes that costed them all the rounds when they played on defense in the second half. So if they continue to play like that, the outlook is pretty grim here.
Yeah, but that's the interesting thing with SyroN. I mean, they play it safe on defense, that doesn't work. But if they play aggressive, that doesn't work either. I mean,
Yeah.
how do they have to possibly play? It's really tough.
Yeah, so FirePizza just setting up in pillar. They have 2 guys over at the vent. And they also have Zach working picks over at the backyard. Mashik is going to find a nice frag onto Billboy. I also said before that that Billboy should stop trying to peek Mashik or down mid in the second half, and he's still doing it and getting out fragged.
Well, it pretty much depended on how it was taking the spots. I mean, in the rounds that he all lost to the scopes in mid, if it was Zach or Mishek, he was moving around. The point that he was really camping, not moving whatsoever, and allowed the scope to walk into his aim, then he was able to get his picks. So that's how he has to play it if he plays in mid, but I would just stay away there.
Just look at Chuck there. Chuck tried to peek mid when the scope that was defending mid had just died, and he gets taken out because he peeks on his own with no one supporting him from that 2 connector, and he just dies. So SyroN, I mean, same mistakes 2 rounds in a row, and it just gives FirePizza complete control of this one site. And this is not looking good at all for SyroN. They're just completely falling apart here in these first 2 rounds. They need to regain their composure right now. They have 1 kill. They have 1 kill.
Yeah, 1 kill in 2 rounds is not looking good for them. If FirePizza can continue this, then this overtime is going to be over pretty fast. But I think for FirePizza, what's important is to get at least 3 rounds, and already got 2.
Okay, so SyroN, they are going to try to change it up and push mid, which is
now.
working. They've done the HP damage. Now they have to secure their kills without dying. Chuck missing shots, has his pistol, and now he's going to try to peek again, but there's a scope. He is going to back off. Ooh, nice. 2 frags, 3 frags coming out from SyroN. So going aggressive, changing it up, regaining their composure here in this 3rd round. But still, Petaway, Zek is still alive, and now it's just up to Zek. He has no HP at all. And great job there from SyroN. This is what we wanted to see from them. Happy to see that they changed it up like that way. And it's not that they were playing aggressive that was wrong. It's that they were playing aggressive on their own. This time they pushed 3 players mid, and they had support from Vent. And they worked together as a team while being aggressive, versus not playing as a team and just pushing on their own. So that's really good that we saw them switch that up. Billboy missing that shot to Zek. Zek just takes him out. But now he's got a player behind him. Doesn't check that angle. Will get taken out. SyroN on the board here. 3 rounds in. 2 rounds left to go. And, I mean, FirePizza is also doing what I said they should do as well, is that they should work Zek and Mashik picks with having rifles supporting them. And in the second round, that's how they took control of middle. And they did win the first round from that as well. But they tried to do the same thing at mid, but they just got overwhelmed. Like, 2 players can't take on 4 players from SyroN. Nice long-range shots coming out from Chuck. Really impressive. And now it's going to be Infamous that's going to try to contest him with an X95R. I really wouldn't agree to that, especially because Chuck isn't even below half HP yet.
Billboy is pushing up in Garn again, but it is Mishik there who is waiting for him.
Infamous shouldn't be checking this corner. I'm excited to see how Billboy is going to actually take these players out at the Spiral.
He has to get the picks right.
Or he dies.
2 side is really open.
It's just like how Kijin was playing before. He's playing aggressive here. He's got no support on the from a rifle, no smokes for anyone inside of 2 or at the stairs at mid to support him.
Yeah, look how FirePizza is playing now. They're trying to get in. They have the guy in mid now.
Oh,
well, it's a good rotate from Kijin. He's already over at the 2 connector.
Good. Billboy is backing
Billboy's
off now.
gonna move back.
Yeah.
And Rage already pushed up, so even though a player fell, they still have the control.
Billboy misses the shot, allows Infamous to come into the backyard. He's going to peek this angle. Zek is going to be on his game here. Nope. Nope, FirePizza is going to try to back off. I think they realize that there's probably a player trying to flank. It's going to be Rage. Yeah, Mashik, that's the 3rd time he's gotten that exact same frag. Bold Breeze trying to push up, though. Not going to work out. That individual pushing isn't being helpful, and even the scope decides to push out on his own, too, and will get taken out by Detail. Billboy trying to do work here with the pistol, but will run out of bullets. 3-1 for FirePizza. 4 rounds in here. Last round is coming up, guys. And FirePizza, if they just go back to how they were playing the first 2 rounds, they'll probably win this.
If FirePizza wins this round, they're most likely gonna win the overtime. If SyroN wins it, it's either SyroN winning it or we're gonna go to a second overtime. But SyroN has to win this, whatever it takes. They cannot afford to lose it.
And I think FirePizza are going to actually force this once there, and luckily SyroN does back off, as I don't think they'd be able to hold that. So SyroN, they're actually going to play some pretty iffy angles to defend this one stairs here. Cold Breeze is actually going to go onto the stairs now. Good for him. So the UAV is trying to come up from FirePizza, and if that UAV doesn't actually find anyone, they're just gonna be like, well, we could probably just walk into the one site and not get noticed. I wonder if they're gonna make that call. But 3 players of FirePizza sitting at mid. Mashik getting that kill onto Chuck. I don't know what he was doing at mid, if he was rotating or what. And now Kaijin has to land these shots. Mashik will take him out.
It's starting to look better and better for FirePizza, but they are not watching
Billboy gets 2 players onto the UAV. Misses the shots. I don't know how he missed that shot. Will get pushed. Takes down Infamous. Infamous pushing on his own. Infamous had the bomb. Oh, what a crucial mistake there coming from FirePizza. This could be the window of opportunity for SyroN to get back into the game here. Misses that one shot. Now he's got to play against 2 scopes that are going to try to peek this. They grab the bomb. Mashik watching the angle. Oh, they are going to get out. Outrage can't do anything at all. Pistol shots to the smoke. Billboy can't land them. He's got 2 scopes on his left. He's got all the players just staring down at him. 4-1 for FirePizza is going to be the first half score in this overtime.
This is not looking good for SyroN. They have to win 4-1 for another overtime. They have to win 5-0 on attack to win the overtime. And if they only lose 2 rounds, it's going to be done for. They are in a really tough spot now. This is not what they were hoping for, and this is exactly what FirePizza was hoping for. Again, the 4 rounds, get the advantage, and be so close to winning. That's almost impossible to lose, but we're seeing crazier things, so let's see.
So SyroN 100% lost that because they continued to make the same mistakes that they made on the second half. FirePizza, they won that 40% because they did what I told them to do, you know, play with their scopes more, use those rifles. Other 60% was just SyroN making terrible mistakes. Like, we saw how many frags Mashik and Zek were getting. Like, it was just crazy how many frags were being given up there. Billboy sitting at the mid, Billboy sitting in the backyard, Kijin in the backyard as well. Rage or Chuck just pushing down middle for, like, trying to flank or trying to push in from their spawn, getting caught off guard, not even getting 1 frag. So yeah, just a whole bunch of mistakes that are coming up from SyroN, but offense is where they shined before in that first half, so hopefully they can win 4-1 here. Do you think they'll be able to do it?
They have to apply the pressure and win the first 2 rounds to gain confidence. If FirePizza gets the first or second round, it's over.
Do you think what was working for SyroN on offense is going to keep working for them now after we've had all these rounds played and FirePizza has adjusted their play style so much already?
Well,
do you think they can do it or not?
They have to. No, they have to switch out. They can get the 3-2 if they do that, but it's not going to be enough in the end. They have to switch up. They have to play differently in order to win.
They can't die to Mashik here. Oh, Mashik does miss that shot. He has to back off. He has to nade before he does back off, but he misses that shot. They keep trying to peek Mashik here. Oh, that would have been terrible if SyroN kept trying to peek Mashik after they already pushed him out of a position there. And now SyroN, they do have control of that, well, they have mid control, and they have 2 players in the spiral, so they are setting up for a 2, but there are 2 players sitting in this backyard for FirePizza. Zek does fall, but Infamous is still here. Takes down Billboy, who can't land that shot, and there was no one actually continued to push with him.
Yeah, and Famous now has the lockdown onto. This is what SyroN was afraid for. Chuck can't do anything at this point.
Yeah. And this is the problem. It is 3-on-3, but SyroN, all their players are sitting at mid. And FirePizza has complete map control. They have a player in one site, they have a player watching the spawn, and they have a player in backyard. Wherever SyroN goes, it's going to get called out by FirePizza, and they'll have the information. Petaway's even landing that kill onto Chuck. So now they're forced to go, well, look at that. Oh. We do see kill there.
Has the bomb. He can still get the set down, but he will get pushed once he sets that bomb. He is going to push the connector, but he doesn't know that both of the guys are waiting there. And he can't get that first shot.
Look at Petaway, 4K for him. And that's the final round. Yeah. Final round coming up here, guys, potentially. SyroN can't lose another round.
And this is exactly what I said. In the first 2 rounds, SyroN was not allowed to lose any of them. Now they are in just such a tough position where it's almost impossible to come back from. They get crushed in mids. They have to push 2 side now, which is not exactly what they're doing. Just the scope was going to push in.
We're just going to keep pushing that.
Now it's over.
Billboy just getting completely fake peeked by Infamous. He didn't want to take the shot because Infamous did the exact same thing to him before, but Infamous actually continued pushing on that fake peek and got the kill. Great individual play there coming from him, but Cold Breeze, last player alive. It's the last round. He has to clutch this 1 on 3 or else they're going to be down 2-0 to FirePizza.
That's it. That's a GG, and after the overtime that was won, well, quite miraculously 6-1 to FirePizza, we're gonna move on to map number 3, dual side, which also is FirePizza's map. And well, we said before that there's no way that's gonna be a 3-0, but I think we are looking at a potential 3-0 now.
And it's just like what we said. If SyroN can't win that second map and they're down 2-0 and they head into that third map, like that's a really hard spot to get out of. And I mean, it is dual site. It is the second map pick, not the immediate first primary pick of Cannon that we saw from FirePizza. So maybe dual site, they're not. FirePizza isn't as good on this map as they are on Cannon. And you know, maybe SyroN, they can probably play this map pretty decently. It is dual site after all. I think there's more of a chance of them winning this dual site than there was of them winning that Cannon map. So I think there's that to look forward to. If SyroN can take these 2 minutes to just to realize what happened in that game, and you know, just really think about how they were playing, what they needed to do to adjust. I think they can win this map. I think it's not out of the question that they can't win, but definitely in the favor of FirePizza, as we saw, especially if Mashik keeps playing the same way as he has on India there. He just had a really breakout performance in this series so far there. Petaways even started to step up as well as a rifle. So if Petaways is getting warmed up, Mashik is getting warmed up, I mean, that's going to be really rough.
Yeah, SyroN is in a position that they don't want to be in. Two maps down, playing FirePizza's map, but yeah, dual side, nothing's lost yet. They do have a shot at winning here, but they'll have to get the rounds as fast as they can. Dual side's quite even, so that's nice, but I think in order for them to win the map, they have to win attack 6-3, because we all know, and as we have seen, their attack is just way better than their defense, so they'll have to win 6 rounds on attack if they want to win this map. At least that's my say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's hard to call, but I think in the last 2 months we've seen defense being very favored. If we looked at the last 5 years, dual site is a very even map, but the last 2 months we've seen defense being the very favored side. We've seen a lot of we've seen the 6-0 from Global and Celsia. We've seen a lot of 4-2s on this defensive side. So I think the defensive side does have a bit of an advantage here.
Well, I think SyroN will at least need to win the half, but I do expect FirePizza to win this 3-6 because they're really good in this map. It's gonna be real tough to beat them, but who knows? Only time will tell, I guess. But the guys are ready, so let's get going. Map 3.
Right. Map 3 here between Global and not Global, SyroN and FirePizza. Quarterfinal match of the Winter Bracket Winter League playoffs. Jeez, these words are too hard today.
So yeah, SyroN on EU, NRF taken by FirePizza. EU, SyroN with Rage, Kizian, Cold Breeze, Chuck, and Mr. Billboy. And NRF, it's FirePizza with Mishek and Famous, Petaways, Zek, and Detail. Let's get rolling.
Press 1 in the chat if you think we're going to see the 3-0. Press 2 if you think we're going to a 4th map, guys.
So far it's still slow, but
already 2 players.
Famous go. Look at him go.
2 players already from SyroN have been dropped to FirePizza's defense, and that's all because they try to push out on their own without really any support. Kijin is trying to land these shots. He should have landed that shot on Sandbag, but just couldn't land it. But Kijin's going to go for some other wide angle peeks here down into the one site. Is sitting at tank now. And it's 3-on-5 for SyroN. He's going to get caught out there. And Petaway's going to find another kill. But it's going to be Kijin that's actually able to capitalize. But Zek is there to exchange that kill. Ah, Billboy at last life. He gets spotted as well. What? He gets the kill out the Petaway somehow. Nice headshot coming from him. But still 3 players more.
Zek's trying to go for wallbang now. He dropped. Mishek knows where he is. But we have... Yeah, Mishek's pushing up in mid. Detail is on the side. Billboy's trap. I can't get Mishek. That's 1-0 for FirePizza on defense. Moving on to run number 2.
And it's very demoralizing to be down 2-0 then lose the first round like that as well. So maybe SyroN is on a bit of a tilt and they haven't really...
Yeah, it seems to be like that. I mean, they should have not lost India, and I think that's going to be playing in the back of their minds now. And FirePizza knows that they are in the good zone. They won the map, and even though if they lose their own map here of dual side, they know they can still win it.
Oh,
but yeah, at this point, they're just demolishing.
Oh no. Kijin just landing that shot. Kijin's in a 1-on-4. I mean, FirePizza, they are... Well, one of them is pushing him, so he does have a lot of time, but I just can't believe this is gonna happen.
He gets Mishek. He is gonna go in, but he does not have the bomb. The bomb is on bridge. It's the enemy. That's how he's gonna work around with that. He's actually gonna drop over in 2 and try and work his way through that.
It's definitely the best call to make. If he goes for the bomb, they know exactly where he is, and they know exactly how long he'll be to take the 2, if he'll be able to get to one side. He's already had Infamous flanking him, so this is the best course of action for him to really go. But he's not going to spot Zek here. Yeah, 2-0 for FirePizza in the first half of the 3rd map, and SyroN, they definitely need to question themselves right now. How are they going to bring themselves back into this entire series, as it's not looking good? Still 7 rounds to go. SyroN has a lot of time to make a comeback here, but just have to see what's going to happen here. SyroN pushing into the shower. They get that opening frag over onto Detail. That was Cold Breeze there. Oh, they find a second frag as well onto Mashik. And those are the kills they need to get. They're going to walk to this 2 site, but Zek is still alive inside of this tunnel. Finds that 1 kill onto Rage. Rage trying to push up before the smoke is even out. Keisha's going to try to plant the bomb, but no one from FirePizza takes advantage of it. But they do get 2 frags, so it's going to be a 2-on-2. Keisha needs to land a shot. He doesn't land it. It's off to Cold Breeze. Misses a whole bunch of shots that could have helped him get those 2 kills there. Lands 1, but of course, we'll get shot out there from Infamous.
Yeah, Infamous 3 kills this round, and it's 3-0 for FirePizza already on defense. I think that SyroN's pretty much salted by now. It doesn't look good for them. It's sad to see. We've seen 2 really interesting maps so far. Both of them were really close. But SyroN really has to step up if they still want to make a game out of it, and at this point it doesn't look like it.
And SyroN, they're going to go back to 2. They worked the first time. They take down Mashik. Oh, but are they going to be able to land these last few shots to get into the site? Zek still alive here. Last player alive actually inside of the site. Does get that frag, and that's what they really need to do to keep it 3-on-2. Oh, excellent shot there coming from Chuck, but he gets baited from behind. Oh! Zek doesn't take the shot through the smoke. He finally takes the shot through the smoke. Zek getting a nice 3k to defend that bomb site. It's going to be 4-0 for FirePizza. 1 more round and they will have taken a half of the rounds in this first half.
Yeah, we'll look at the scoreboard. It's Infamous and Zek taking most of the kill. Infamous 9.5 to 1. Zek 7 to 1. Look at that nade.
That nade is absolutely brutal, and we already see 1 player pushing out here onto the bridge. Detail is already pushed down all the way into the flank here. Is he going to go backwards? Is he going to go to one side? He needs to go to 1. He is going to go there now. Could be the saving grace here for FirePizza. Might be able to catch the scope and the bomb. Oh, SyroN was in such a strong position to actually win this round. They had really good positioning, and it just has slipped through their hands here. Unless Cold Breeze can clutch it out 1-on-2. He's going to try to reload. Doesn't reload in time. Detail coming in clutch for his team with that flank. That would have been SyroN's round if Detail hadn't flanked that way as soon as he did. Just a crucial mistake there with the... I don't know why the scope had the bomb. That's kind of a mistake in its own self, but the scope also wasn't watching the flank. Still looking for those frags when they had top 1 site control. So it was interesting play there from SyroN, but it's 5-0 for FirePizza. Guaranteed to win the majority of the rounds here, and another nade kill coming out from Zach. A whole bunch of nade kills from FirePizza this round. I think they've gone 3 out of 5 so far of these rounds. Ah, this is
Look
brutal
at him
to
from his
watch.
goal. Instantly dropping Kizzy in there. Now it's just on Rage. He's about half HP. He's in the mid. He's got no chance there. It's now 6-0 for FirePizza.
I
This is
definitely
becoming
think
a pure...
SyroN is on tilt. Their mentality, their morals have been broken. They're rushing, but they're not rushing because that's how they want to adjust. They're rushing because I think they're tired of this game. But Kajin still is picking up these casual frags onto Mashik, so I mean, if they can keep working that, they could get these last 3 rounds. Not if they just rush into 2-side without checking their corners, but Chalk will follow up with a nice kill exchange onto Infamous. It is going to be a 2-on-2, so SyroN could take this round. Both players are on top of the ramp. They haven't given their position away. Zach is looking for this frag. Zach will get taken out, and now it's all up to Petaways. He's on 1-on-2. He has that AK-12, so a really strong gun here for this long-range kills. He knows that there's a player at Grey Box, and there's a player planning right now. He is going to try to throw a grenade. Doesn't actually hit Billboy. Oh, can he? Oh, okay, that was very close. So finally, 1 round from SyroN.
What does really interest me about Zach is for some reason he doesn't fire at any person when there is smoke around. I mean, his aim was on a guy for over 2 seconds and still he didn't fire a shot. That's really, really weird. Normal guy would have already triggered within half a second on the guy and try and kill him.
Well, but just 3 straight up kills for 1 kill exchange for SyroN. Like, FirePizza is just annihilating this the SyroN team. It's not going to be a 9-0, thankfully, but like Chuck can't even outgun Detail right now, and he gets flanked from behind because he takes so long. And Mashik just got another ridiculous kill. Oh, Epi in the chat has some criticism for the point man Detail in his X95R. Alright, well,
Look at that.
there's not much to say about this when SyroN just keeps pushing this towards this 2-site, and I mean they have site control, but it's that retake that really matters right now.
They take out Zach. That's a good shot. Rage
Oh,
just
no!
passes by. That was really, really lucky, even though it was not planned.
Huge.
Just...
That was a huge misplay.
Well, it wasn't really a misplay. It was really lucky that Rage didn't get spotted there. He was able to get Mishik out. And that elites allow SyroN to get a second round with 7-2 for FirePizza on defense. They need 2 rounds for an overtime, potential overtime, and 3 for a win. Yeah, that's brutal.
But remember what I said. Defense it has been the favorite side so far in the last 2 months. And FirePizza was on the defensive side. So perhaps we can see SyroN repeat this and, you know, 7-2 or even 8-1 FirePizza. Like, considering how this map has been played recently on ESL, that's totally, I think we should expect that to happen, that SyroN will be able to make the comeback here and bring it to a tiebreaker or just win the map. But the way they were playing, though, it's dicey to call that exact scenario out. Alright, this could be the final half of this series. This could be the final half for SyroN in the Winter League. Are they going to be able to take it to a 4th map, or are they going to get shut out in this 3rd map here, getting defeated 3-0 potentially by FirePizza? How is it going to work? We don't know. We have to see how this second half goes. FirePizza taking offense now with SyroN taking that defense.
Alright, so let's go. Let's see how FirePizza is going to take this. I think FirePizza is just going to play it slow. They know they have the advantage. They can just take their time, work on picks, and get 3 rounds. I mean, it doesn't really matter how they do it. Because I think they're pretty confident that they'll get it after all. But they can't get too overconfident. I mean...
I do.
Yeah.
I do like how SyroN is playing. They've pushed up at mid and everything like this. They've got a lot of information from that. They got those 2 kills there from Cold Breeze. And now it's going to be up to Rage. He's pushing up aggressively, but he's going to get caught by 3 players. He shouldn't have pushed there. Crucial mistake, but still 3 players left for FirePizza. They are going to be on offense, so they're going to have to work very well together to hold this out. And I'm not quite sure who I should be looking at right now.
Well, Billboy's going to be coming in from the connector.
Mashik getting one.
Get the shot.
Why are the
shot down by Pedaways now?
Why were the 2 players in tunnel pushing when the 2 players at ramp weren't even pushing down? Just
that was not a good retake. That was actually quite bad.
Those 2 kills from Pedaways and Mashik allowed them to realize, like, hey, they had 2 guys in tunnel. We can now play tunnel because it's very unlikely they're gonna have a 3rd guy in tunnel now. The other guy is probably in base, and also because. Why would you push tunnel like that when your ramp guys aren't pushing at all? I think it's the fault of the ramp guys, by the way, not the tunnel guys. But that was just a crucial, terrible round from SyroN.
Yeah, they seem to have redeemed themselves
already.
already.
That's true.
It's 2v4.
But are they going to make the same mistakes here?
Colby's going to be pushing. Is that too risky? Doesn't seem like it yet.
But half
Got
HP.
one guy down. Detail's half HP.
Pre-fire.
And then Chuck will finish it off.
That pre-fire coming out there from, I believe that was Chuck? Not sure.
Yeah, it was Chuck. And now we are, let's see, scores are 8-3 at this point. But SyroN really has to keep the ball rolling.
Kijin, opening frag up onto Infamous. Infamous going for a greedy nade. Taking a little bit too long, standing in that doorway. And now Pedaway's going to make a lot of noise. Going to try to push up. Gets the headshot onto Billboy. And that's going to open up this entire top 1 on site. But look at that flank coming up from SyroN over onto that bridge, just pushing down, getting those frags. And I'm curious to see where Zek is playing. He's actually below bridge, I believe. I think SyroN actually knows this. Pedaways gets a headshot dink through the smoke there. Oh, that was pretty hilarious. And somehow Zek gets a nice kill over onto Chuck. But look at that. Kijin falling to Mashik as well. So they brought it back. It was a 3-on-5 to a 3-on-3 now. Or 3-on-2, I should say. So FirePizza is taking their time. Yeah, just excellent job how FirePizza brought that back into their favor there. SyroN, they didn't force the issue at top 1. They stayed in dark room a little bit too long. So yeah, a lot of issues there.
A little bit of a greedy GG there. There's still 1 round left that FirePizza has to win, and there's 6 rounds remaining to play. So yeah, this is not good for SyroN. Billboy falling. Infamous gonna push through. Number 3 Cold Breeze falls to that as well. Just Rage and Kezion left. Can't even see Kezion. Oh, he's inside.
Oh.
But that's that. That is a GG 10-3 on the final map of dual site. And that means that FirePizza is moving on to the semi-finals to Celsius after winning this quarterfinal against SyroN 3-0. Well, that went a little bit different than we all anticipated.
Our predictions were completely wrong.
Well, let's not forget, it was good to have SyroN here. I mean, they kept the Portuguese hope alive. They have received so much support. They have really stood up against Gorgeous, which also gave us the view like, hey, they can still do something. They have a shot against FirePizza here, but yeah, once they lost the overtime on India, it was over. But I think that with how well they played on attack first, getting 6-3, they should have secured it with that. That was more than enough to win it. On defense, they pretty much threw it.
Yeah, I think I was lagging there for the last 2 rounds, or maybe I'm even still lagging now. I'm not quite sure what's going on with OBS. Anyways, well, we made it through most of the game without lag, so I guess that's a plus. But yeah, not sure there's much left to say about this entire series. We did a lot of analysis during the game. Great job there from FirePizza. We expected them. They were the favored team to come out on top, but SyroN was definitely could have been capable to take this series, but they just weren't able to. 3-0 is not the full story. It was definitely a close game, especially there on that second map going into that overtime. So we will be back next weekend, I guess, with Global taking on Roca Heat, and then we'll have Celsia taking on FirePizza. I'm not sure what days they'll actually be playing, so we'll get that all sorted out soon, guys. Follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, all that fun details, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, Jeremy, for casting.
You're welcome. We'll see you guys all next week. There's a lot more to come with the semi-finals in the week after the grand finals of the Winter League. So let's see who can secure their title of the Winter League and be crowned as the best team in AVA, at least for the winter season. See you next week. Good night.